Hello everybody and welcome to the Road to Golden Reaper Season 2, where we begin the journey for Insane Final Boss. This video won't have any footage in it, think of it more as an episode 0, so we can look at the current progress we're at as well as break down each boss. So without further ado, let's have a chat. Let's start by looking at the requirements for Insane Final Boss. IFB is an achievement that requires not only the completion of Final Boss, but to also defeat all bosses that have a hard mode or challenge mode 100 times in the hard mode, excluding solo elite dungeons. And lastly, and this is the big one, is to have all boss pets unlocked. There are some exceptions to this, as Little Tuzzy from the raids is not a requirement. However, the Jad pet from Soul Wars, which is unlockable with 100 zeal, and the Mega Duck from the Falador Park, for some reason are a requirement for IFB. Alright, now that we know what we're going for, let's take a gander at what I've already unlocked and what I have left to go. We'll separate our list into two categories for IFB, those we need 100 hard mode kills on, and those that we need the pets on. Starting with the Raxor, this was the first boss I ever learned how to do on EOC. And unfortunately, I did not get the base pet until 2,842 kill count. All requirements for Golden Reaper have been completed after a very, very long time spent at this boss. Next up is the Ambassador from Elite Dungeons 3. Only 100 total kills are required, which I've achieved, as well as the Ambi pet, so we can cross this off the list. Then we have the Barrows Brothers. As there's no hard mode or pets, this gets checked off by default. The Rise of the Six is similar to their lesser version. There's no hard mode kill count, and the 6 pets are actually unlockable with Malevolent Energy, which I have already done, so we can cross that off. Next on the list is the Chaos Elemental. I haven't spent too much time here, but with the Wilderness rework, this should be a relatively easy and AFK pet to get and knock off our list. Next up is Croesus, the third installment of the Elder God Wars. There's no hard mode requirement, but I expect this will take a very, very long time, and I am not particularly looking forward to it. It's one of my least favorite pieces of content in the game. Commander Ziliana is completely done for with Golden Reaper requirements, as are most of our God Wars Dungeon 1 bosses by this point. Dagannoth Kings have 3 pet drops, 1 for each king, makes sense, and with the drop rate being 1 in 2,500 for each one, I can expect to spend a lot of time camping these bosses. The Calphite King is one of the, I think the first boss released after EOC. I despise the mechanics at this boss, and with the release of Kopeshes and Langs, the Dragors are not a good source of money, so I'm really not looking forward to this grind. The Corporeal Beast is very AFK, and with no hard mode requirements, I've already completed all the IFB recs. Blackstone Dragon from Elite Dungeons 2. I did almost all of my kills here solo, and I was thankful to get the Bizdy pet at 91 kills, so we can cross this off the list. General Grardor was a very AFK boss, and I was able to pick up the pet at just over 3,000 kills total. The Giant Mole was an awful pet to hunt, but thankfully I got spooned pretty early on and knocked this Golden Reaper requirement out of the way. Our first God Wars Dungeon 2 boss, Gregorovic. I have the pets, but I still do need 92 kills in hard mode to check this deranged clown off the IFB checklist. Hellweir, we finished out in episode 2 of season 1, getting 100 hard mode kills and the pet. The Calphite Queen was another boss we finished out in season 1, getting the pet at 1,663 kills. Karapak was the first installment of the Elder God Wars, and after some struggling, I picked up the pet and the log around 650 kill count. King Black Dragon, the first ever boss in Runescape. I spent a lot of time here in Runescape Classic, like a lot, and all of the requirements for IFB are completed. Kriara, as well as the other 4 generals in God Wars Dungeon 1, have been completed, And this applies to Krilled Sutsuroth as well, which took just over 2,500 kills to get the pet. Next up is the Legiones. 6 bosses in the Felled Uphill dungeons, some of which can be very, very annoying to kill. There are 6 pets in total, 1 for each boss, and we currently only have Tertiolis, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, which was unlocked at 723 kill count. Our raids bosses, Beastmaster and Yakamara, I have the kill count and the pets unlocked for IFB, since Little Tuzzy isn't an IFB requirement, however it will be a Golden Reaper requirement. The Magister, released with the Men of Oath series, is going to take a bit of grinding to get this pet out of the way. Next up is Nex. Get it? Anyways, the 5th installment of the God Wars dungeon. I have a lot of work ahead of me on learning how to do this boss efficiently, and it should be fun though. I think I'm ready for it. The next variant, get it again? Alright, I'm done. The Angel of Death. I learned this boss last season, and I'm very, very much looking forward to becoming more efficient at it, and hopefully someday going for speed kills. Given the drop rates and the estimated time to finish the log, I'm guessing I will have a very, very long time to learn along the way. The Queen Black Dragon recently had a very, very nice quality of life update, skipping the unbearable cutscene before each fight. I'm really glad I waited to do this boss, but with the pet having a 1 in 2,500 drop rate, this one could still take a while. Raksha is my favorite DPS dummy. Anytime I'm practicing rotations or, trying to swap up anything in my rotations, I go to Raksha. It's one of my favorite bosses. I camped this boss for the first month of its release, and I got the pet and log out of the way, so all Golden Reaper requirements are completed. The Rex Matriarchs are going to be rough. They're AFK-ish, but with the slow kill times and the high thresholds for each pet, I'm really, really not looking forward to this grind. Solak is one of my favorite bosses. Jagex made some changes to make Solak soloable, Solok, if you will, and I'm very, very excited to get better at it. I have a ton of fun at this boss. Telos terrifies me. There is nothing more humbling in this game than watching an elite PVMer just absolutely rip through 4,000% enrage kills and then blast through a 1 through 200 kill streak. And I think, I could do that. And then going and dying to 200% enrage. I have a lot to learn about Telos, as I really haven't done much at all. But I think I'm ready to finally learn and become somewhat competent at it. Seryu, the Azure Serpent, from Elite Dungeons 1. Although I have the kill count requirements out of the way, I still do not have the pet, and I'm actually okay with this. Solo ED1 runs are an exceptional and consistent source of money, so hey, I might as well make some money along the way. The Twin Furies were checked off during Season 1, getting both pets in the same hour. Har-Arken was also completed in Season 1 during a normal mode Zuck run. The Vindica log has been completed, but at some point I will need to get the 100 hard mode kills out of the way, and I've only done one before. I don't know too much about it. Hopefully it isn't too bad. Zuck, the 4th installment of the Elder God Wars. Last season we got 100 normal mode kills out of the way, as well as one single hard mode kill to unlock our Igneous Cape. The grind for 100 kills in hard mode is going to be very lengthy, and I'm going to have to brainstorm on how I want to take this challenge on, whether it's just grinding it straight for weeks or maybe doing 1 or 2 a day. I really haven't given it too much thought yet. Next up is the Rock, Virago. This is positively the longest grind of Insane Final Boss, unless I'm somehow lucky enough to get spooned. Bombi is a 1 in 100 drop rate per pile, only in hard mode, but Vitalis being 1 in 5,000 drop rate per pile in normal mode. The grind for Vitalis has been known to take 1,000 hours of grinding and accounts for about half of the total time to get IFB. Thankfully, I'm really enjoying Rago so far, so I'm saying it now, but I'm excited to start camping Rago. And lastly, we have the fake boss, Jad. I'm really not sure why the pet isn't unlockable from actually killing Jad, but instead it's unlocked with 100 Zeal from Soul Wars or 1200 Thaler from minigames. I'm not sure how I want to go about that. At some point I'm probably going to want the Profound Armor from Castle Wars, and so maybe I'll save my Thaler for that and do Soul Wars for the Zeal, but that's pretty far out, so I'm not too sure yet. And there we go. There is the complete list on what we need to do. I really wasn't planning on making a video where I just talked over an overlay for 10 minutes, but I didn't know how else to catch everyone up and start this season off. So yeah, I decided to make this video. If you're still watching, I really appreciate it, and let me know down in the comments. Pick a boss and guess on which kill count I will get the pet at. If you are right, maybe there's a little something for you. Appreciate you watching, and I am very excited to start this grind for Insane Final Boss. Hope you're all having a great day.